Cork isn't just for wine bottles. It's versatile and incredibly environmentally friendly material that is the perfect alternative for footwear. And that's why David Evan founded Primal Soles, to change the footwear industry by creating a fully recyclable insole made from cork, which is also extremely comfortable. These insoles are carbon negative and support high biodiversity cork oak forests in Portugal. In today's episode, the third episode of our new podcast series of 2024, I speak to a young entrepreneur, David Evan, to learn more about his inventive product solution and how he strives to grow Primal Soles with every step taken by customers. David has been recognised by 1% for the Planet, the World Economic Forum, and the Financial Times, among many more highly prestigious organisations, for his work with Primal Soles. Today, David and I discussed a range of topics, from what his main motivation and drivers were in leaving a very lucrative job to starting his own sustainability-led startup, the lessons learned along the way to making Primal Soles a success, and insights David can share for others interested in high growth for their own organisation. A truly unique and insightful conversation with a young, aspiring entrepreneur. We hope you enjoy today's episode. Well, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for giving us your time today. For those of you who are watching and listening, I have David Evan, who is one of the founders at Primal Soles. And David, I'll let you talk a little about the business in a moment, but can you tell us a bit about it, and also what was the idea that led to you founding Primal Soles?
Of course. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. What made me found Primal Soles? I think, if I think about it, we can go back about 2.5 years ago. I was post MBA, so I did my MBA at Bocconi, which is one of the top MBA schools around. And really, what I discovered was that I wanted to do my MBA kind of to switch careers. I came from New York, worked for a few startups there. And what I was seeing is that I wasn't really switching careers, nor was I switching the path in life that I wanted to go. And I was working at the time at a mattress company. And I saw how much people value this primal activity, which is sleeping, of course, and how important that was. So I like that, to see that, and it made me think. But then at the same time, they were so proud of reaching 1 million mattresses sold. And mind you, all these mattresses are just foam, synthetic, it's kind of crap for the planet that they're just inserting into our world. But the CEO at the time was he was so happy about it. And it was a complete mismatch in my mind, because as he was getting richer, the planet was getting poorer. Right. And I calculated the waste that he was creating with his creation, and it was the size of Luxembourg, and it didn't sit right with me. So I quit without having any alternative, no income. What was I going to do? But as fate had it, I just thought about this idea, like, what if we can make something even more primal than sleeping, which is walking? We actually on our feet more than we're in our beds. Well, if you're lucky, perhaps you're more in your bed than on your feet, but most people are more on their feet. So I thought, how can we make walking more comfortable, but also better for the planet? And that's really what triggered this idea of, the slogan, as I told you before the podcast already, maximum comfort, minimal footprint. That's really our philosophy at the core.
Brilliant. Thank you. I really like this idea of primal that you're talking about. There's primal things, sleep, walking. There's probably a few other primal things that you might get into from a sustainability perspective as you progress. And just tell us a little about the product.
So we have two main products. The first one is our go-to market product that we started out with, which are shoe insoles. So just think about these slide-ins that you put into the shoe. Every shoe has them. Most of them are removable, which we call modular, let's say. So think about the shoe. The only loose part besides the laces really is the insole. So that was kind of why I created that product. I thought it was such a simple thing to, in a very cheap way and a very lightweight way, also for shipping back and forth, making it circular. We could make that as natural as possible, and also as comfortable as possible to also increase everyday comfort, but also the lifetime of a shoe. So that's was our first product. And then a lot of things happened, and I'll tell you more about it in a moment. But basically, we won a award, Financial Times Award, no less. Through my MBA, my project was nominated as a top student-led project with an impact on the environment and society. Financial Times picked that up we got shortlisted, and then got invited to speak at the SDG tent in Davos during the World Economic Forum last year, January. And as I was making my way over in the train, this beautiful ride up to Davos from Zurich, I actually got the news that we had won the award. And this really propelled everything, put it in a much higher gear, because I had taken on a job in the meantime because I was running out of cash. And then in Davos, everything changed. I got a backer. And I got somebody on my advisory board that proposed, hey, you know what? If you want to make an impact with footwear and with high turnover footwear, so nothing like a mattress that lasts 10 years or a shoe that lasts more than a year or an insole that maybe lasts 6 months, what about hotel slippers? Hotel slippers last one use. And that's our second product. So we have developed the world's first fully circular hotel slippers, which are also CO2 negative and nature positive. So we've created this formula around these slippers that the more we produce and the more we consume as a society and as business, actually the better it becomes for the planet. And that's we launched that this past January in Davos. I was invited again to speak about the developments of my project. And yeah, we launched that at a very nice event, and now we're getting that into the market.
Well, it's brilliant. Some real genius involved in both of those ideas. I have a personal request as someone who has reasonably large feet. Can you make those single-use slippers in a slightly larger size than they come in?
We most certainly can. I don't know if that's the best business proposal, business idea, but I could definitely talk about it internally, and I'll get back to you.
Brilliant.
What size do you need?
Well, a UK size 11, which is that European 44 or 45?
I lost you. Say.
Yeah, a UK size 11.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like size 15 or anything.
No, because the funny thing is our main backer, the gentleman that contributed to our project, that's Mr. Hoffman. And Mr. Hoffman is the sponsor of the SDG tent in Davos, among a lot of other initiatives that he's doing. He's one of the biggest philanthropists in Switzerland, if not the biggest. But he also has enormous feet.
Okay.
So we actually customized insoles for him that I handed to him in January. I think it was like size 51 or 52.
Okay.
So if you back us, we'll customize one for you. Yeah.
Marvelous. Thank you. And if I can just explore a little bit more, maybe two questions. One is, what led you to cork as the material? And the second one is, when you say circular, for those people who aren't fully into sustainability and the language, what does that mean?
So the reason why we use cork is actually quite a coincidence. And it's funny because in the end, we're actually really lucky that we use cork. There are all these natural benefits that at the time when I chose to pursue this raw material, I had no idea. And so we got really lucky along the way. And I think it's kind of a metaphor for if you try to do good things happen around you, and you surround yourself with good people and good projects, and a lot of good things keep happening. And especially in circularity and nature positive solutions, all these subsidies and people backing you, wanting you to succeed. So the reason, to come back to your question, the reason why we use cork initially is really because it has two very clear benefits to me. One, first and foremost, the maximum comfort. So cork actually provides really good comfort for the footwear industry. It's being used for insulation and flooring and all those kind of beautiful things to make your walking more comfortable or let's say, the impact more comfortable. So, there are brands that use cork. I'm definitely not the first one to use cork. And we all know these famous brands that use cork. In fact, we all use the same source. It's all Portuguese cork coming primarily from Amorim, which is also the factory where I source the cork from. And they've been wonderful in hosting me when I first had my idea, and now backing me when I have all these other initiatives. But really, first and foremost, for the personal benefit, which was lucky because, again, you can use any other material too that has really good personal benefits. But then cork is extremely, let's say, unique in the fact that it also provides all these natural benefits, which, to be fair, a lot of companies, they don't really care about. And when I first started working with manufacturers and other partners and suppliers, everybody thought I was crazy. Like, why do you want to make it circular? Why does it have to be recyclable? We can offer you this amazing quality product. Just put it out in the market. Everybody, all the other, customers of the manufacturer love it. Everybody's happy with it. But for me, that was a no-go. I didn't want to be just another product, just another fashion product or another comfort product. It had to be circular. It had to be in accordance with nature, in harmony with nature, in balance with nature. And that's what cork really provides. So, I mean, I can talk about cork now for hours probably, but the main thing is that it doesn't harm the tree. It respects the ecosystem. It aids the biodiversity. It's heavily CO2 negative, and it's endlessly recyclable. So as you harvest the cork from the bark of the cork oak tree every 9 years, you actually help the regenerative capabilities of the tree. You uphold the ecosystem of the forest and all its biodiversity. And it's a huge storehouse of CO2 emissions. So it's absolutely wonderful material. And we're very fortunate to be able to, to be one of the, let's say, participants that are using cork in its products. I think it's wonderful. And in fact, we've actually created, together with our backer, Mr. Hoffman and Intent, which is his accelerator, we've created this beautiful documentary about how we combine business and nature and have the cork forest ecosystem central to that. It's called One Step at a Time.
Yeah, I saw a bit of it. I saw you and your brother running through the forest.
Yeah, that's it. That's us. That's us.
Good.
It sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, no doubt wearing the insoles as you were running.
Of course.
So, what are some of the challenges that you faced in, getting this product to market and selling it successfully?
Yeah, so the challenges, they're different products, right? So the insoles, we went to market primarily as a D2C product, because the idea behind that for me was really, I wanted to create a product that would benefit the people. I wanted it to be consumer first and not design first, not producer first. I didn't want to create something and force it onto the market. I wanted to kind of test it, get a proof of concept, get market feedback, and then give the market exactly what the market is looking for. So I thought you have to do that in a D2C way, because if you do B2B, a big order, how do you know if it's the right fit for the market? So I started the insole market really primarily as a D2C. And then now, of course, we're doing B2B deals with our insoles once we have a proven concept. And for the slippers, we started out immediately as B2B. I mean, for a variety of reasons. But of course, we want to go into selling to hotels, automatically it's B2B. And another thing is that insoles you wear for about 1 million steps. So they have to be really good in terms of quality and durability. Whereas single-use hotel slippers, we really try to find a balance with 3 criteria, which is first and foremost circularity, second of all quality, and third of all price. Now, it's not, of course, the highest quality because it's a single use. So we designed it from the beginning to be disposed after a single use. So it's the bare minimum of material. So it's still qualitative enough for 5-star hotels, but it's not, we don't need to get too much market feedback. And to be fair, we got market feedback because I told you in the beginning, we were fortunate enough to partner with Hunter Amenities, the largest distributor of dry hotel amenities. and they actually proposed our samples and prototypes to purchasing managers at Accor, at Marriott, at Hilton, some of the biggest names out there. So our products were tested, and I think now we're running our 10th or 12th version, and this is the one that we're finally about to really release into the market.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a great success story. So the business has experienced, a fast pace of growth. What are you doing to either maintain or even accelerate that growth?
Yeah, we've had quite some exposure. I mean, it's really, sometimes it's quite overwhelming, to be honest. I mean, the people that we meet, the type of, let's say, thought leaders and I would say like really geniuses of our time that we're meeting at places like the World Economic Forum, SDG tent in Davos. We've been to Change Now. I was just at I mean, I'm doing also much more talks than I'm very used to. I need to speak in public all of a sudden. It's really taken some speed. What do we do to manage that? I mean, look, I like to say we move very fast, but we're not in a rush. So we're really very lean. We move extremely fast. If our supplier says, we need to change this about the slipper, it's not come back in 6 months and maybe we'll have something. 2 weeks later, we'll give that prototype. Yeah. We move extremely fast, but we're not really in a rush. We're moving much faster than the market. And in terms of how do we support that, I mean, running a business, it's not just, the front end selling. The back end, let's say, dealing with suppliers and manufacturers and financing and investors and subsidies from the government and legislation. That's, I would say, right now, since we're kind of in the beginning stages of this the front end, it has been much bigger, and it was my duty to sell to all of these. I'm selling this crazy idea. Let's make this circular. Let's not just send out the product, but actually take back the used product and reuse it. And everybody's like, what are you talking about? But now it's happening. Every part of our supply chain is doing exactly that for the first time, mind you. And that's why we're so much in the spotlight, because we're not just changing our own business, but we're touching other businesses that are much larger than us. But I've somehow convinced them that this is the right thing to do, even though it's a bit more pricey, but there is a demand in the market. And we see that shift from the top down, from the bottom up. Consumers are demanding more sustainable products. Businesses are producing more sustainable products. Governments are incentivizing more sustainable production and products. And it's a very good shift. And the wave is only growing and growing. And I mean, we're also a little bit lucky, of course, but if you want to catch that wave, sometimes you need a little bit of luck, but you also need to position yourself for the moment when that comes.
Marvelous. Yes, it's a little bit of luck. It's luck and talent and hard work, isn't it? Aren't they the holy trinity? The combination of luck, talent, and hard work.
Luck, talent, and hard work. Yeah, I mean, talent and hard work will get you very far, but you do need a bit of luck sometimes. But yeah, doing the right thing helps as well now.
Yes. Yeah. So how do you scale the business from here then?
How do you scale? Well, to be fair, we don't know because we haven't done it yet. So we don't know how we're going to get to the next point. But we're getting there. I think the main part is that we're just incredibly fortunate to be working with such a great partners. I mean, everybody that we touch, they're much bigger than us, much more established, much more years in the market, and somehow they love working with us. And I mean, we're kind of empowering also bigger players to do the right thing. And sometimes as a big player, it's tough to move quick and it's tough to adjust to all these sustainability criteria. But by partnering with us, we see very much that we enable big companies to go in the direction that they want to go to. So I think that's kind of our superpower, that we can just come in, we're extremely flexible, we can adapt to these big players' demands, and we just come in and make it happen. And we work very hard to get that done. And that's really how I see us scaling. It's just always listening. We're always listening and understanding what it is that our stakeholders want, and we just provide that for them. We're just feeding what the market is demanding and what our partners and suppliers are demanding. And as long as we keep doing that, I think that we can grow very, very fast. Of course, it requires a lot of logistics and planning, but that's kind of the easy part. We got that under control.
You've had some challenges. What have you
Yeah.
learned? What have you learned as a result of overcoming those challenges?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of challenges on the way. I think it's only natural that you have challenges. To just take that question a bit into perspective, right before I started Primal Soles, I actually read a lot about philosophy during the COVID lockdown. And one of the books that I read, and one of the quotes of one of my favorite philosophers, from Marcus Aurelius, is that the obstacle becomes the way. And when we talk about challenges, all these challenges that we have faced actually formed where we are today, because rather than giving up and accepting, let's say, a no, and giving up on your idea and your vision, we have overcome our challenges. And with each overcoming of each challenge, we've actually grown very strong and very far apart from the competition. And I think that's the philosophy of how we tackle our challenges. We never really see it as a dead end. We try to actually incorporate that challenge into our business model and make us stronger because of it. I mean, I can give you examples. For instance, when I first proposed the idea of fully recyclable insoles, people thought I was completely nuts. Like, why would you pay more? Why would you complicate things? Why would you do something that the market has never seen before? Who do you think you are? These are normal objections to change and to doing business not as usual. But we've overcome that, and we've thrived despite of that. And actually, as you can see, it has made us stand out from the crowd even more. And markets are very crowded. And, growing up as a kid, I had so many ideas about innovative products and ideas of how we can improve things. And, at some point you think, everything must have been invented already. But the truth is, and I want to say this to all the entrepreneurs out there and all the business leaders and thought leaders, we don't know what we don't know. There is so much to still be discovered and learned and developed. And a quote that I like quotes sometimes, but a quote from Einstein that I've used a lot now is that we cannot fix problems with the same mindset that created them. So certain mindsets have created where we are today in 2024, but those mindsets will not be able to take us out of the problems that have caused where we are today. So we need new ideas, we need new minds, we need young entrepreneurs with radical different ideas and thoughts, and empower those entrepreneurs despite the challenges. That would be our message from Primal.
Thank you. Yeah.
I hope
helping the next
you got
generation.
that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
So what other advice would you give to entrepreneurs or founders who are looking to start up their business?
I mean, sounds so cliche, but just do it, like really, nothing is ever going to be easy. But if you want to make a change, and if you want that fulfillment in your own life, it's not for everybody. But in my case, I felt this visceral desire to do things different. And I always thought, there's more than just that paycheck. There's more than just getting that promotion or buying that nice car. There's more in life to that. And what we're doing and how we're treating our planet today, we need more people that take more risk and risk their own time and well-being for the betterment of the planet. We need more radical entrepreneurs to come up with crazy ideas. And well, I don't want to overquote, but I don't know what you'll cut and not, but this quote is really good for that. This is, yeah, it's just all popping to mind, but this is Margaret Mead's quote. And I'm sorry if I incorrect a little bit, but something that she said, and it's like really the only thing I remember from my bachelor degree, is that never doubt that a small group of dedicated people can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has. And I really believe that, and I stand by that, that in order for us to change the world, and not to save the planet doesn't need any saving. It survived 10 million years of ice age. The planet's not going anywhere, but to save or preserve or to improve life on Earth, for all life, all species on Earth, we need radical change now, and it's going to come from these entrepreneurs and young thought leaders. And my advice, if I may, is just do it. Go out there, try it, do good things, and good things will happen to you.
So thanks for joining me on this podcast today, David. It's been really insightful. It's been really interesting hearing a little about your business and the journey that you've been on. There's been some great advice for people, and you only got 3 quotes in, so I think that's okay.
Good.
As a final gift to our viewers and listeners, where can people find out a bit more about Primal Soles?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, and I want to say that thank you also for the effort that you guys are doing, because I think by providing a platform to entrepreneurs such as myself, you're part of the good and part of the solution rather than the problem. So thank you for that. To learn more about Primal Soles, very simple. Just go to primalsoles.com. Of course, we're on Instagram, LinkedIn, etc. But on our website, you can see all the links. Also, if you want to watch the documentary, primalsoles.com is the place to find it.
Brilliant. Thanks once again, and I look forward to seeing how your journey progresses over the next few months and years.
Thank you so much, guys.
Hi. If today's conversation has resonated with you in any way and provoked some thoughts that you would like to add, then please do comment. We'd also like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get updates on our new content, podcasts, and the other insights that we offer on a regular basis. If you'd like to contact me directly, please email me, steve@deltalearning.co.uk. I look forward to hearing from you.